simple. And Mark, welcome back. Tell us what's happening and how AI is going to be used to predict vaccine hesitancy.
Thanks, Brian. This is from the defender of the Children's Health Defense. Of course, that's Robert F. Kennedy, RFK Jr., Robert Francis Kennedy Jr. And AI is, of course, worming its way into everything. I'll mention the border in a minute, the southern border. But here we have from the defender, the whole thing smacks of a brave new world. New AI tool predicts vaccine hesitancy, and we'll go from there. As this article notes, a team of researchers, and it's connected to the University of Cincinnati in Ohio, has developed a powerful new tool in artificial intelligence that can predict if someone is or isn't likely to get a COVID-19 vaccine or something like it. According to the University of Cincinnati, the new AI tool, quote, uses a small set of data from demographics and personal judgments, such as aversion to risk or loss, end quote, to identify, quote, reward and aversion judgment patterns, those kind of patterns in humans that may help explain one's willingness or unwillingness to get vaccinated. The researchers presented their findings in a study published recently in the Journal of Medical Internet Research, Public Health and Surveillance. The study's findings could have broad applications for predicting mental health and result in more effective public health campaigns, the university said. Now, someone from the defender had a reply to that. This is Brian Hooker, PhD. He's the Children's Health Defense Senior Director of Science and Research. He said the following: the whole implication here is that nonconformity to the government propaganda machine's standard of care makes one some type of mental case or extreme outlier. And Mr. Hooker also had this to say. In addition, he said, going back, the whole thing smacks of a brave new world where a potentially non-compliant individuals, where such individuals are targeted with messaging based on fear and irrationality. So this is a relatively brief report for today, but it's providing some insight on where AI is going. Of course, it's going way too many places, way too fast. As we've talked about recently in the Montana case, the fraud regarding Google's AI products, Gemini, Montana's already raising the specter of suing Google because the Gemini product had the wrong input, therefore it would give the wrong answers when asked. So AI is only as good as the data put in terms of the data coming out. And then this other headline I'll just briefly mention. I need not go into detail. This requires more research. But the Department of Homeland Security, that wonderful post 9/11 agency in the U.S. government, has announced the following, and this is very recent. Department of Homeland Security unveils AI roadmap and announces pilot projects to maximize the benefits of technology and advance the Homeland Security mission. And we'll get into more details on that in another time, guys. But it just shows how AI is being used in a really kind of a very unregulated and careless manner. And it's threatening, of course, medical choice, which is also an issue with the WHO treaty that I talked about today, and how that might affect sovereignty and individual medical choice. So back to you, Brian.
Okay, well, it gets ever more bizarre. Thank you very much, Mark.